Hey everybody, I'm Ray.
And I'm Paul.
We are the Alconauts.
Yes.
We are. You never know how that's going to go from one week to the next, eh?
No. I try to change it up. And today, folks, we have a special guest. We have a comedian, rising YouTube star, Adam Wickens from Wickens Wicked Reptiles. Adam, welcome to our show.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate being here.
That's awesome. We heard you were a whiskey drinker, so we have a special beer for you. But before we get into that, why don't you take an opportunity to tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your endeavors?
Sure. So I'm a YouTuber. I talk about reptile genitals mostly. People like that a lot. Snakes have two penises, if you didn't know. So that's my contribution for this show. And also, I do stand-up comedy sometimes when the world allows us to, and we're not in provincial jail. So yeah, that's what I do.
Wow, that's awesome. And I did not know reptiles had or snakes had two penises.
They do. Yep.
I can't get that out of my head now.
Yeah, now you'll always know. You'll always know. And cats, they have barbs on their penises too. So, I mean, you learned a lot about genitalia today.
There's gonna be some weird dreams tonight.
So, I don't even know what to say to that, Paul. Jeez, man.
What are you thinking about, honey? Nothing.
Nothing. Just it's okay. It's okay.
Why are you looking at the cat like that? You're looking at the cat really weird. What is going on there?
Anyways, before we get started, I'm going to explain the process for you, Adam, and for you guys out there. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to crack these babies open. We're going to pour them into our glasses. We're going to have an initial taste. From there, we'll form an initial opinion, have a little bit of chit-chat with Adam, and then we'll get our glass to about the halfway point or just around the bend. Hopefully our opinion will still stay the same. And then from there, we'll have a few more questions, get ourselves almost to the bottom of the glass, at which point we will chug this back and throw this into the back of our throats, whether it's good or bad. Ray, why don't you give us the tale of the tape?
Alrighty. So this week we are drinking Ola Dubh, I think is how you say it, from Havrviestoun Brewery in Highland Park, Scotland. So we've chosen this one specifically because we've got Adam on the show with us this week. Adam is a fan of whiskey, and this is aged in oak whiskey barrels, and it's in a really fancy bottle with like a champagne-y top on it. Also chosen with the thought, Adam just hit 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. So we got a really fancy champagne-y looking beer. This one, Ola Dubh, apparently means black oil. So the guys from the brewery have said that it's a labor of love where they take their old engine oil and throw it into oak whiskey barrels. Sounds kind of gross.
Is this safe to consume?
I'm hoping it is. I mean, they say that we should expect whiskey notes, also cherries, dark chocolate, toffee, marzipan, heather honey, and aromatic peat smoke. So basically, I'm thinking this is a black ale that they put into a whiskey barrel. And this thing falls in at 8% ABV, so pretty high alcohol content. So that's the tale of the tape on this one, guys.
All right. Well, I'm just checking the ingredients just to make sure there's no oil in my beer. So, well, let's unwrap these, crack these guys open, and let's find out what we got here. Now, the bottles are 330 milliliters. I don't know what that is in American, but nonetheless, I know we need to have more than... Wow, that is black. We need more than one bottle in our... That looks like motor oil.
I did not expect that. Wow. Easy to pour, though. Didn't have to go back to the beer pouring institute.
Yeah, this is dark, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of carbonation. And you remember that episode, Ray, with the German smoked beer?
I do.
I'm getting that smell out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the first thing I thought. As soon as I cracked the top off it and I started to pour it, it immediately hit me. The smoke is that prevalent.
Let's find out what this is all about. Hopefully there's no oil in it. So, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
And cheers, folks.
Cheers, all.
Oh, let's start with Adam. Adam, what are your initial thoughts on this guy?
It tastes like a chocolate milkshake. That's what it looks like. That's what it tastes like. If there's oil in it, you're gonna poop good tomorrow. So that's good. Appreciate that. But I like it, man. This is like a very like you can smell it immediately. Like it has like this chocolate kind of note to it, and kind of like a caramelly thing going on too. And then when you taste it, it like I don't know, like the chocolate really comes through. What do you guys think?
Ray, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Adam just said on that. I really do get a sweetness, and I think that's that heather honey that notes that they were talking about. There is no carbonation to this whatsoever. It's a very flat beer, in my opinion. But holy man, that's dark. I'm not getting a lot of whiskey though. I'm really not getting much whiskey flavor on that.
It's a lot of flavor, though. I really like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is much better than I thought it was going to be. When I put it in the glass, I was kind of cringing. My butthole was puckering a little bit, but this is pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
This is nothing close to what I thought it would be. I didn't even know it was a black lager or a black ale. It is thick. It's smooth going down. It's got a low carbonation, so there's very little bite to it. There is that chocolate smokiness to it, and you can taste the hints of whiskey in the aftertaste. I'm finding
Retail on these at our local outlet is $8.35 a bottle, I believe.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, Highland Park, if you buy a bottle, is expensive. So I knew immediately that I didn't realize it was $8 a bottle. So thank you guys very much for coming and delivering this, because this is a very special thing, but very sweet. Like it has so much flavor. Like I drink a lot of beers. My dad and I will buy all crazy beers from around the world and sit around a fire and drink them all. And this is one of the best I've ever had. I'll be honest. This is one of the best ones ever. Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, Adam, if I had known you were a Boston Bruins fan, I probably wouldn't have gotten this beer.
Yeah, you would have gave me like Lakeport Lager or something instead.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it would have been Lakeport Light, not Lakeport Lager. Lakeport Light.
Yeah, here's your Bud Light Lime, sir. Have a great day. Yeah, go fuck yourself. All right, great.
When dealing with reptiles, have you ever had any mishaps with the reptiles while you're filming?
I get pooed on a lot. A lot of golden showers around here. Lots. More. It feels kind of like a hotel, a Trump hotel. You know, just like getting pissed on all over the place. Better to be pissed off than pissed on, I always say. But I have a lot of pee on me all the time. But other than that, like I don't really get bit a lot. My bearded dragon bites my ear all the time, but he whispers sweet nothings and stuff. But he's starting an OnlyFans, so I think he's just trying to like get used to it. But nothing really crazy. I mean, you know, I'm pretty responsible with reptiles, and I have like this big giant Burmese python, and I always make sure someone's around in case he wants to like eat me. But yeah, he took my shoe off the other day as part of the episode. It was pretty good. Yeah, if the shoe, he was like Cinderella,
Really?
Cinderella, the Burmese python. Yeah.
I know Ray's not a big fan of reptiles, and I'm okay with reptiles, but I get a little leery only because I had a bad incident in Mexico. But who doesn't have a bad incident in Mexico?
Oh, you can't brush over it. I want to know.
Driving a Jeep to the beach, the snake comes across the road. We stopped, and then I guess cars started piling up behind us. So we got out of the vehicle, and we had to get it out of the way. So I figured I'd just pick it up by the tail and kind of move it. And it coiled around and bit me in the forearm. And then off we went. So I was a little bloody. I should have seen a doctor about it, but I'm still alive. So
What kind of snake was it?
I don't know. I really don't know. It really wasn't
About this long.
it really wasn't that big. It was maybe like a foot and a half long. I think it was like a baby. So I figured I could handle it. But boy, it was fast, and it just really like whipped around and just got me right in the forearm. And I didn't want to cry because of the company I was with. So I kind of wanted to, you know, be the tough guy. It's like, oh, I'm okay. Crying inside. Let's keep going to the beach.
So if Paul said the snake was only this long, it was only this big in reality.
Well, hey man, yeah, like when in doubt, just pick up random snakes. That's what I always say.
It looked harmless.
Yeah, it was smiling at me. I didn't know what to do. It was flicking its tongue out. So essentially, I thought it was fine.
But it's amazing how fast they are. It literally, I picked it up and boom, it's in my forearm. It's like, wow.
Yeah, they're very. Some of them are fast, right? And then there's some of them like my big Burm. He's so slow, but he's also 13 feet long. And I got like there's little guys, and they are so quick. Like I use a hook for a lot of them just because like I don't like getting bit in the forearm and crying in front of people. So, but yeah, snakes are cool, man. They're cool. But the thing is, like with your snake bite, snakes have an anticoagulant in their saliva, so you are almost guaranteed to never get an infection if a snake bites you.
Oh, that's good because I didn't see a doctor.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I always recommend. If you get bit by a snake that you can't identify, never see a doctor. If you die, you die. You'll figure it out eventually if it was venomous or not.
So I know you're also a stand-up comedian, and you've got your YouTube show. Which do you prefer most?
Oh, stand-up's way more fun. It's way more fun. Like the thing I like about YouTube is it's quantifiable, right? You can see 100,000 subscribers today, and then you can see. With stand-up, it's different, and it's like harder to navigate, and it's like a lot of like networking and stuff. You can't really do it on your own, and I think that's the difference. But there's nothing more exciting to me, and Mark kind of touched on this in the episode that I watched that he was on, than an audience. Like if you're killing, like if an audience is laughing at something that you wrote, you thought of, you wrote it, you've perfected it, and then now you're like hitting the points, and you can just feel that you're doing. There's nothing in the world that feels that good, in my opinion. So that is my favorite thing. YouTube is awesome, but also it takes like 9 hours to edit a video. And then if it doesn't do well and you spent 2 hours making a thumbnail and the whole thing, and it's just shitty. Bombing sucks too, but that's over. And then the next night you can go and kill. So yeah, I prefer stand-up is like my favorite thing in the world. And I cannot wait for it to come back.
I am past the bend. How are you guys making out?
Almost.
Holy crap.
Oh, I've been like nursing this. I would gladly just like put this in the back of my throat. I'm telling you, this is like one of the best beers I've ever tried. I will buy this. It's amazing. I'm shocked. And I don't like porters. I don't like dark beers usually. But this is amazing. This is great.
Well, let's do this. Let's have one more sip. Let's savor this flavor, and let's see if our opinions have changed. Gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you guys.
Cheers all.
Still awesome. Still awesome. Still great.
I love that you're loving it. Can you taste the whiskey at all now?
As I drink it more, like a little bit, but it's like you said, you kind of have to like search for it. And I think that if you're someone who doesn't do this, who doesn't like drink beers and like take notes on it and stuff like that, you'd probably never notice it, right? But I drink whiskeys and I take, like I have a spreadsheet and I take notes on whiskeys and stuff. So I think, and even for me, like it's hard. So I think that just the average person who goes out to a pub and gets one of these or goes to the LCBO or whatever, I don't think you'd ever be able to find it unless you were like really trying.
Okay. And in your opinion, you're still loving it.
It's amazing. It's awesome. I like this very much.
That's awesome. All right. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's funny, Adam, you drew the comparison to Guinness at the beginning of the episode, and I am not a fan of Guinness. I really dislike it. We did that smoked German beer at really early on in our journey with the Alconauts, and it was awful. It was horrid. It was disgusting. I think Paul compared it to dog food or dog treats or something. But
yeah.
But you know what? There's something to this. There's a bit of that Guinness something that I just don't like, but there's so much more to this that I'm actually enjoying it. And I don't get a lot of whiskey. There are other beers out there that are whiskey barrel aged that are really, really strong on the whiskey, and I'm not a huge whiskey fan. I don't mind it, but I'm not a huge whiskey drinker. So when that whiskey flavor hits too hard, I'm a no. I'm out. But this has been great so far.
What I'm liking about this is when I drink it, you get the smoked, which I'm not a big fan of. You get the chocolate, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of. It's a dark ale, which I am a fan of. And you get that hint of a whiskey. All of them combine and kind of counter each other at the same time. So you have that shock of flavor, and then it's gone. Like I don't taste it right now. When I sniff my glass, I can smell the smokiness in it, and it's not necessarily appealing to me, but it does taste Fantastic. I am actually enjoying this more than I thought it would for what came out of the bottle.
Yeah, it's
Right?
extremely complex in the flavors. And the one thing that I wanted to mention that I was thinking about while we were talking is I've drank probably about a bottle's worth of this now, or close to it, and it's not sitting heavy in my stomach.
I
Yeah,
can imagine myself smoking a cigar while drinking this.
I think that'd be the perfect way to do it, especially now, right? Go sit on a porch and as like the sun goes down and smoke a cigar and drink this. I think that'd be like the perfect way to do it. But I don't think it's like super heavy in my stomach, but it's like it's heavier than if you were to drink like a lager or something like that. I mean, obviously, like you look at it
sure.
looks like Coke. It looks like you could like take rust off of a vehicle with it, but it doesn't taste like that. I'm kind of blown away actually, like how good it is in comparison to what it looks.
I'm gonna say this right off the bat. Mark's gonna be so pissed that we gave you a beer that you liked because of what he had to drink on.
What did he ever do to you that you made him do that? Like, did he did he bang your sister? What is it exactly that he did to you that you made him drink that?
He's English.
Is this the nicest thing you've ever done for a Bruins fan? I wonder.
Well, like Paul said, we would never have passed this along if he knew.
There are some regrets I have in my life. This is one of them.
Are you guys both Leaf fans? Both of you?
Oh, Ray's not any kind of fan.
Okay.
No.
Are you a Leaf fan?
I am a Leaf fan. I'm a diehard
Okay.
Leaf fan. I actually just got a jersey from my mom for my birthday. So, and happy belated birthday to you.
Oh, thank
you're
you.
You're actually the day after me. So,
Oh, well, happy belated birthday to you too then.
Cheers.
How about that?
cheers.
It was my mom's birthday the same day, by the way. We have the same birthday. How about that?
Oh, is that right? Oh, wow. That was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, she says I'm the best birthday present she ever got. Because I'm sure, like, you can see the size of my head, right? I'm sure that was the most fun thing to push out of your twat on your 29th birthday. I'm sure that was the best birthday she's ever had. Sorry, Mom. She'll watch this, too. My mom's really supportive.
for sure.
She's a nice lady.
Well, Mrs.
sure.
Wickens, I'm so sorry that your son's a Bruins fan.
Hey, she's a Bruins fan, too. Go Bruins, right, Mom?
Well, it's okay for her to be a Bruins fan.
Moms can root for whoever they want.
Although I gotta say, we were talking about your jersey in the background earlier. You were saying that jersey was given to you by one of your subscribers.
Yeah. It was one of the subscribers, Casey Silva. She man, what a supporter. Unbelievable. She sends me footage of animals that I don't have so I can use them in my videos. She's from New England, so she's like a legitimate fan, and just sent me that.
Cool.
And she sent a little mini jersey for my bearded dragon too, and her bearded dragons also have mini jerseys. So it was like the coolest
right on.
thing. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
is awesome.
I watched your 5 top reptiles for master handlers.
mhm. Yeah, it's my biggest video ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I just happened to stumble across that one today, and it's like you say, you can tell that you're taking your time, like the quality of the photos that you choose for to represent what you're talking about. They're all high quality images. They're all, and Paul does a lot of, like, majority of our video editing stuff. I try to do the best I can to make sure our audio stuff comes through and goes over to him so that he doesn't have to mess with it too much. But yeah, that's the whole thing to this, right? Is taking the time to make sure you're representing your brand, yourselves, to the best that you can. And you've done an amazing job at that. Hopefully we can get even to, a 16th of what you're doing. That'd be amazing.
Hey, well, thank you. And I guess at the end of the day, like, as long as you're consistent and like what you guys are doing, like you have to compliment the host, but in all honesty, what you guys do, like, you actually edit them. And when I watched that first episode, I watched the one with Mark and one before that as well. And like, you can tell, like, you guys put in some thought into this. And I watch a lot of channels like this, right? Like, one of my favorite ones is Trenny and C. They're a channel. They're from BC. They're mostly whiskey drinkers. And those guys, I started watching in 2016, way before I started my own channel. And it's cool because, like, you can take like a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and it doesn't have to be about what's in your niche. So it's really cool to see what you guys are doing, and you like have some thought, and you obviously have prepared questions, and you talked to me a little bit before this, and there's production value here. So I can't wait to see what you guys do with this, because you guys are clearly, on the right track for sure.
Well, if it's any consolation, we have Murray who does my makeup before the shows. So
You should have sent him over here I got this really shiny bald head. You could have at least sent him over here. When Ray came over here with the beers.
He buffs Ray's head all the time.
I ran out of powder last week, and I was getting into my wife's like stuff, like anti-glare stuff, but it's expensive. So
you know what you look like? You look like if Mr. Clean didn't make it as a cleaning professional. That's what you look like.
Oh my god! I can't believe you mentioned that. Because Ray actually came to my house. We had a Halloween party, and Ray came as Mr. Clean.
wow,
you look like Mr. Clean if Mr. Clean's gym membership expired. That's what you look like.
Wow. Wow. I'm getting totally roasted here. This is awful.
Okay. I'm starting to like Adam a little bit more. So I'm getting close to the chug, but I want to ask one more question before we get into that final chug. Okay.
Sure.
So in searching for beers, there's two things we're looking for. I know you were a whiskey drinker. So one of the two things we're looking for was a lizard-themed beer and a whiskey barrel-aged beer. Could not find a lizard-themed beer. So the question I have for you is, if someone approached you and said, we want to do a beer with you, what kind of beer would it be, and what would you name it?
Man, I've been asked a lot of questions, doing a lot of podcasts, and this is like the most fun one that I don't know the answer to yet. If I don't know what I would name it. I would probably name it like Wicked Ale or like something on brand, right? Because like I'm a piece of shit who needs to keep going with the brand. But if I had to like pick a profile, I really like wheat beers. I like Belgian ales. I like stuff like that. So it'd probably be something like that, and it would have like these grassy notes and things like that, because it would remind me of like most lizards live in grasslands and stuff like that, or a lot of them do. So that's what I would do, and I would probably name it like or Adam's Ale, or like I like alliteration, right? Wickens Wicked Reptiles. So, or like Wicked Ale. I don't know what I would name it, but it would definitely be like probably a Belgian style, like wheat, like white type ale is what I would probably do. Yeah.
And which reptile are you putting on the can?
I think I would put an Argentine black and white tegu, because as soon as you look at one of those, you think, what the hell is that thing? It is like a crazy, or a sailfin dragon, maybe. Like I'd put something that looks like it came out of Jurassic Park, and all of them have two dicks, so they're more of a man than you. And that would be part of the branding 100%. You and me, by the way. I also only have one. So I don't know if you guys thought I had two. I don't. But the operation, yeah. Well, as soon as Doug Ford opens up the operations a little bit more, then I'm going for the second one. But until then, I got to get the added dick to me. But until then, just one.
And with that being said, I think I'm ready for the chug.
Absolutely.
So the way it's going to work is Ray is going to count us down from 3 on go. We're going to chug these things back. Glass to the table. First one down is the winner. Last one down. Are we doing consequences, Ray?
Let's just do it for pride.
Okay, we'll do it for pride. There will be consequences someday, Ray.
Last one has to tickle a tegu taint. How about that?
Have you got a tegu?
I don't actually, but I'll find one for you to tickle its taint. I'll bring it to
you. Alrighty then. That being said, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I hate you guys.
It's the math failure that, that's good. That's good. All right. I'll find you a tegu. I promise. I will.
It better be friendly.
Well, there's no guarantees. If you grab it by the tail, it'll whip around and bite you on the forearm. I promise. Every time.
Again. Well, I have a preference where it can bite me. So.
Yikes.
You wouldn't want a tegu to bite you there. You would. Lorraine Bobbitt knows actually a thing or two about how a tegu would treat you. So.
Jeebus.
Anyways, Adam, what'd you think about chugging that bad boy?
Man, so like I drank so much of it, it was barely a chug. Like I'm not even just saying this for your audience or you guys. I will buy this again. If I can find these guys, I'm sure the LCBO is where you found them.
Yep.
Yep.
I would definitely buy these again. These are fantastic, 100%. I will buy one. My dad and I were building this tortoise enclosure on Saturday, so when I go buy beer for us, this is one of them that I'll buy.
Yeah, you may have to take a little bit of a trip because I don't think any of the local LCBOs by you had it in stock, so you may have to jump over a town to where we are, but
I'll do it. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm happy to.
If you
I've gone
load the
searching for
LCBO
beer before.
Yeah, load the LCBO app on your phone and it'll help you out. I just threw it on mine.
Load
It's
the
great.
LCB as if it's not already a favorite of my app. Yeah, okay.
And Adam,
I didn't even know they had an app.
Adam, if you could score this out of 5, what would you give it?
I would give it a 4.8. That would be my 4.8 is what I would give this. Yeah,
Wow.
it honestly, it's one of the best ones that I've ever. And of all the dark beers, 5 out of 5 for a dark beer, 100%.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's
awesome.
That's crazy.
What would you?
Ray,
What's your score?
Ray, what are
Yeah,
you thinking
well-
on this?
Well, you know what? It wasn't a. It's Paul. You know, I don't like dark beers. I don't like the black lagers. I don't like the Guinness. I don't like any of that stuff. That smoked dark thing that we drank earlier on in our voyage here was awful. This is a good beer. I would put this in my fridge. I'd buy this again if it was cheaper. I think. You know, I struggle with the price, but you know, really good beer. I got to give it a solid 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. It's kind of thick, so not so easy for me to chug. As a light beer guy, I like the notes of the whiskey. I wasn't too keen on the smoke, which is what you get when you're sniffing it out of the glass. The chocolate's kind of nice, but it all seems to blend in when you're drinking it. I'm not gonna give it a 4, one because I don't think I would buy it on a regular basis. I would recommend it for sure, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I do enjoy it. At 8%, it's definitely gonna do its job. I'm totally enjoying this thing. So, Adam, we are so glad you were on our show. Absolutely fantastic night. Totally enjoyed it. Lots of laughs. You're very entertaining. Your shows are doing amazing. This is a part where we give you the floor to tell our audience where they can find you, where they can get your merch, and from there, take it away, sir.
Well, hey, first of all, thank you guys, both of you, for having me on your show. This was very fun. One of the better podcasts that I've ever done in terms of just production value and preparedness. And no one has ever dropped beer off at my door before. So that's one thing. If you want to find more of me, I do stand up. Well, I don't actually, because we aren't allowed to do that in this province. But if you want to watch me talk about reptile dicks, you can find me every Monday and Thursday. Wickens Wicked Reptiles on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the entire thing. And I talk about whole sorts of different reptile genitalia. I haven't even told you about how many vaginas they have, so you have to follow me to learn that.
Do you have any merch that our followers could purchase?
Yeah, so I've got I'm wearing one right now, and I've got like this whole Pokemon inspired line that I just started. So you can find those. They're on my Teespring store, but if you go to my YouTube channel, it's right there. I'm like, this merch shill, shameless. So you can find that, or my website, wickenswickedreptiles.com. There's a merch section on that website as well.
And with that being said, I am Paul.
I'm Ray. And this is Adam.
And this is Adam. And we
I just want to be part of
the
it.
Alconauts.
Cheers, all. Cheers.
Take care.